Any clues?
Well, what she's currently doing is pretty much just sitting in the center. The feeling Graham is getting from her is a mixture of just pure anger and a lot of sadness as well, as she looks at the burned books, the destroyed bed, the destroyed statue, which seems to once have been an exact replica of herself, same size and everything.
You know you're great when you have a real size statue of yourself in your bedroom.
But it's like slightly enhanced to make it more flattering.
The statue seems to also have been, well, meant for a practical purpose, as it is wearing scattered bits of armor, most of them crushed and discarded. The fountain isn't nearly as pristine as it may look, but also just shattered. The thing that seems to bother her the most, however, or rather sadden her the most, is the fact that, well, her laboratory has seen better days. She does, however, turn towards you and say, "It seems that my old student was here, as you undoubtedly guessed. It also seems that he has tried to destroy everything, but done a very poor job, as usual."
He didn't find the secret compartment. And she clicks and like the floor slides aside.
Batcave.
Yeah, it's like a bat cave. Oh. Peace be a bat cave.
She looks towards the runes engraved on the floor. There are scratches and such around them, but she sort of snorts. "I could have repaired this in days. It will take you a few more than that."
Yes.
I do at least have some magic that's good for repairs.
Good. It will still be faster than making all of this from scratch. She sort of looks towards the broken statue of herself, frowning. "Hirandor, I think you should come over here."
He looks over and looks at the giant and says, and just kind of plods over.
Yeah.
Kind of angry.
"I did ask you about your parents, and I didn't only do it to infuriate you. Your father came to me for aid many, many years ago. He requested something that he never came to pick up. It seems Erasmus has not taken it. It is a very fortunate day for you, I would guess. Although it does seem like you very much need it from what I just saw."
He scowls.
She sort of points towards the statue of herself. It seems to mostly have been made out of obsidian, or maybe a mix of obsidian and iron, with just a thin layer of gold, really. And at its claws, well, the front claws, really, or what's left of it, it seems like the talons, the actual claws, are encased in steel. Like sheaths, in a sense. Points towards them.
Kind of looks at them, then goes over to inspect them.
Yeah. The armor as well as the claw sheaths were what I used to use. They were what I would have faced all of you with. She sort of looks towards Anrakyn and Graham. Had I bothered to prepare better. They were too difficult to disguise when I was undercover, so I didn't have them at the time. And now they're useless to me. The armor is mundane and not better than what you are wearing, Hirandor, but those sheaths, I originally made them for your father, but he never bothered to come back. I used them, but as I said, I can no longer use most things. Perhaps they would help to make you look less ridiculous when you fight."
Ouch.
As she says that, he
Point.
Good point, really. Maybe not spend that much time lying on the floor
You don't
next time.
have to taste like undead giant whenever you fight.
He'll
Just claw it.
he'll like break a piece off of the statue or something, like a bit of the wing.
She sort of twitches at that with the same thing, with the same limb basically that you're touching.
Graham like scowls over there, like, ow.
He'll look to Graham and say, "Apologies, but sometimes, well, in this case, I'm glad that she stays in the sword."
I have a feeling you are, yes.
And he'll take the claws off of the statue.
They are, well, beautiful to the not to most perhaps, as they are pure steel silver and rather simple, although the magic radiating from them is even very much feelable to Hirandor. They seem to just be something you put over your claws. They will adjust themselves in size and you won't really notice them at all. But they're magic. Specifically, yeah, consider these things. A champion tier weapon. Reckless steel claw sheaths. You may reroll an attack with a +4 bonus, but all the enemies get the escalation die to their attack rolls.
All right.
They, of course, also have an attached quirk, which I will whisper to you.
Okay.
Betray all your friends by turning into elves.
Well, no, she didn't have it on, so that can't be it.
She's probably still bound to it.
It does seem like no one is currently bound to those. Perhaps has been in the past, but that kind of, death is a rather effective way to get rid of that.
Rasmus was like, that won't really fit me anyway.
Is it their magically
So these
resized?
are very strange back scratchers.
Oh,
No! Crap! Oh.
way too sharp. Dragons.
She sort of lets out a sigh and says, "It does seem like you will have to clean up my home before we can continue."
Very well.
I would appreciate it anyways. She stalks off, looks towards the burnt books.
As, Hey, sheep.
Yeah,
So Talia has cantrips.
she certainly does.
These include mending, for example. Which is always fun.
Like fixing the bed and the statue.
Yeah, mending would be enough to fix the mundane things, such as the statue, the bits of which are still sort of strewn about.
Yes, one of the things that Talia will do is repair what Hirandor just broke. For one.
Yeah, she could repair the entire thing if she wanted.
She literally just spends a standard action and then she'll summon a swarm of blue sprites to start repairing everything. Eventually, she can.
And they can go scrub the floor.
Even though it doesn't really matter, I even have the.
Because as it notes with the sprites that created over the course of 1 to 6 rounds, they do up to 4 hours worth of repair work.
Yeah. Then the cleaning up would be quick indeed, because while you would probably take a day or two just doing it yourself, if they really do that much, then it would be a matter of like half a day just casting cantrips.
It notes if there is a particularly elaborate or complex one, it may require me making a skill check, or you may just declare it be impossible without the cantrip mastery talent.
Something that would be impossible would be repairing the actual magical part of the laboratory. Like the altars and the circles. The rest is just dirt and crushed wood and all that. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, so in which case, over, I suppose, however long is that exceptionally accelerated. The sprites go around and start fixing everything.
Maybe Anrakyn and I should take a look at those circles and such. We have been taught by her, after all.
We have these books.
She hasn't really gotten the chance to really teach you, but the books have certainly helped, maybe a little bit.
Well, this seems like a teachable moment, if that can be said. She is here to direct us.
Oops, I deleted the altar. It's still there.
I see. Go, my sprites. Fix this place. I have cantrips for a reason.
Yes, repairing the circle will most definitely be not only possible with Emerson's help, but also not incredibly difficult, as the theory is rather basic. It will, however, require time, probably in the time span of days.
We do not sleep, so
We do not.
let's work on this.
Hirandor, you can go scout and feast out there in the forest at all. Pretty
And
far out, so
guard the
hunt.
entrance, and we might need your blood. I'm not saying we do, just we nine, right? So.
It's a worthy course.
Oh.
Get some sustenance at least.
Yes. Replenish that delicious blood of yours.
Vitae.
Yes, the Vita, as I like to
Also-
call it.
Since I definitely haven't used it enough. Also, as a note sheet, I'm also going to have the front door constantly having alarm sprites around it to make loud noises if intruders start coming.
Okay.
So obnoxious.
Alarms. Yes, I know of the alarm sprites. I've looked at them.
Yes,
like,
Yep.
I can conjure them at will.
Great. Thank you.
And decently good ones. They're not the cheap ones. Decently good
No,
ones.
they're not very stupid all the time.
No, because guess what? I'm not a low adventurer tier character. They're actually,
Are they just like slacking off? Or
I mean, even said that at higher level, they might even be slightly fanged and buzzing and actually annoying.
oh my god, it's Erasmus! And you're like, god damn it, this isn't the third time.
As I said, though, like high level, they've actually come to the point where they actually start becoming like dangerous for low level adventurers.
Sure.
Not right now, but
Like
they're
Saber
definitely,
Wolf or something.
they're definitely be annoying enough that it would keep things away. Oh.
Yeah, under Emerson's tutelage and give him enough time and the distinct lack of needing to sleep, fixing the circle takes 2 days. Something that Talia would definitely notice is that the speak with item spell should have ran out after an hour, but it really didn't.
I mean, Talia throughout this entire thing is kind of studying the circle, but also now, like, once that kind of appears in her mind, which won't take her long, she'll kind of at the same time be trying to like study her, like why? Is it, like, this place is powering her, maybe?
You could give me a intelligence magical check. Yeah, Talia would think this is her home, and she has used a lot of magic here in these days, and is probably sort of sneakily siphoning some of the ambient energies to just keep her around. But Talia does think that she can't keep this up anywhere, like away from the tower, like walking distance.
It's running on fumes.
Pretty much. There are a lot of fumes, however.
So many fumes. Oof. It's like Vape Nation in here.
She will, as once the circle is complete, on the morning of the second day, basically, Hirandor maybe having just come back from a hunting trip, she will look towards Anrakyn and say, "These circles should allow us to track down the scythe. I now know where to look, and I am intent on proving my former student that I am not an antiquity to be just removed whenever he wishes. He has made himself an enemy, which would be far more dangerous if I had still been alive, but I will still try my best to be as inconvenient to him as he has been to me."
Anrakyn nods. He likes this.
I mean, we can really play this off being your master plan all along, but if that would give you some satisfaction.
It would be difficult to put my death into my master plan.
You might be a man who understands that transcendence of death is best achieved by moving directly through it.
This, however, is imprisonment. I do not appreciate it.
I see it more like indentured servitude.
Slavery.
Don't know what that word means.
She snorts.
It could be worse for you. We could not have saved you.
That is true. I believe had I wandered into my home thinking that I would be safe, I would have in fact perished to that giant.
So really, this is a fortunate set of circumstances.
You're welcome.
Let us get to the task, however.
Yes.
I know where to look if it in fact still exists and has not been destroyed. The in-between worlds is where the energy for the magical item spirits comes from. Most of them are simply summoned from there, used as a base for whatever you're crafting. If he has indeed found a way to materialize in that plane, he may very well have built a structure to contain the scythe. The scythe contains a large part of me. It is the only artifact I've made that only contains part of me. I could sense it anywhere had it been on this very plane, or even in the Fae where I have visited, but it was not there. With me in my current state this will be more difficult, but I do not believe it will be impossible. It will, however, require a lot of finesse on your part, which you still have to prove that you have. This is not just controlling fields that I have made for you. This is doing it yourself, with hardly more than the teachings of a book and the whispers of a ghost.
So it's another Tuesday. Anrakyn says, looking at the ritual in front of him. That is fine. Ghosts are surprisingly helpful, I have found.
She cocks her head at that, sort of frowns. As she will, in fact, start instructing Anrakyn, and also suggest that Talia maybe watch over his shoulder, because things can go wrong.
Yes, Talia was going to, if he tried to start doing something, basically like kind of poking that kind of way of, she probably wants to, and if nothing else, she has like shielding magic. She might want to potentially have some ready.
I would set this up as we usually do. Maybe Graham as a battery if that is needed. Yep. And maybe Talia in the other circle then for added control.
Talia is a powerful mage, as you have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what she does.
And then we shall begin the ritual.
Yeah, she will explain the base principles, basically for everyone to sort of understand. She sort of wants to do the same ritual in all three circles, and then sort of triangulate where the thing is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be difficult because it will be a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of energy, and also she has to open a sort of portal into the world in between, and that's sort of dangerous. Very. And she doesn't exactly know how to do it yet, so that's where Anrakyn comes in.
Time to face Erasmus.
With the ritual underway, I would, first of all, like a skill check from Anrakyn, as this really depends on him.
Alright.
I can imagine Talia also trying to give Anrakyn a tiny bit of advice of her own, but from her, having ritual mastery as one of her feats.
Alright, let's go. 24?
24. The ritual certainly goes underway, and Anrakyn, perhaps not exactly understanding what Emerson is trying to explain to him, as the concepts are, well, far beyond magic for beginners, basically. He does, however, have plenty of talent, and perhaps can just sort of wing it. He does sort of succeed in getting a faint signal, at least a sign that the scythe is out there, and very much a sign that he can track it down, given enough time and luck, and, if this whole tower explodes, that would make it more difficult, but probably do it.
Alright.
That said, the actual ritual will require opening a portal. It is a dangerous thing, and Anrakyn does think that he hasn't grasped it enough to make sure that there are no dangers.
Alright. He will inform the rest of the group of this.
Could I perhaps grant Anrakyn power with one of my spell slots to give him a reroll?
What kind of spell slot are you talking about?
Well, I don't have any summons left of any decent amount.
I actually have a reroll I can make on a skill check. Now that I think of it, I could use it here if a better roll would allow me to understand things and open a portal without risk.
A higher roll would allow you to open a portal and probably control the risk.
Okay.
It would need some serious magical skill to remove the risk.
Is it take your own result, or is it possible chance of worse?
Is it take the better result?
Because if you get like a 4, I'm going to be pretty.
Yeah, no, it's just take the better. Sure. I'll use my magical mystery scroll to see if all of this was just in my head and what really happened was something else.
Fancy.
Yeah.
It's better.
Turns out this was much better.
Yes. That is enough that you realize that opening the portal in the way that went through your head would have probably caused a number of those magical spirits that get used for crafting magic items to just manifest and go rampant. But as Anrakyn reconsiders his options, he does think of a way to open a smaller portal. It doesn't make that happen.
Alright, wonderful.
But if we would need him to, we can.
And with that portal, I can tell you that Anrakyn will get a very good result. A pinpoint location of something very odd that shouldn't be there in the in-between. Something that most definitely has the feeling of how at least Millicent describes the scythe should feel like. Which is sort of difficult, but Anrakyn gets it as soon as he feels it, basically. It is sort of as if, like, Millicent would be breathing down Anrakyn's neck. That's sort of the feeling. And he's pretty sure he could open a proper portal to that place.
What are we waiting for?
Yes, indeed. Well, I suppose we just go straight into that business then, if we can.
We're busy men. We have a thing we need to get.
Certainly can.
What else is in the vault? Unspeakable things, no doubt.
And opening that portal will not require a skill check, as with a blast of just force, once again shattering a small piece of the statue, making Emerson twitch again.
The sprite's already in the room, going immediately to fix it.
You open up a portal to where you think you sort of know where it's going to, but what to expect, you don't. And Milton can't help you here. She knows the theory of the place where you aren't supposed to be able to go, and sort of knows that it's not a good idea to actually go there, but that's as far as her knowledge goes.
Yes. You must plunge into the portal, my friends.
Yeah, Graham.
All right.
Graham, upon this, certainly feels the emotions of just maybe a little bit of pride, sort of, for Anrakyn's success here, but sort of overshadowed by a lot of greed of wanting to get what was taken from her back.
Well, you'll have to hop back in the sword then, because... Yeah.
But we will not do this session.
Aww.
Advance. Incremental advance first.
Yes.
Right?
The portal is there, but we'll do this next session.
Gonna go in. We're gonna loot the vault of all its unspeakable darkness and treasures and secrets. The documents.
Maybe I can give you a sneak peek, though.
Things.
I think I shall give you a sneak peek. If I find the right tool to reveal this. Not like this.
Yeah, I imagine it's like one of those, you know, in games when you have like the long corridor and you see the camera move towards yourself at the end of the corridor while all the traps just like
Sure.
swinging blades and daggers falling from the sky and acid and
Not
oh
exactly.
shit.
Don't put your tokens here because I think everything will break if you do.
Uh-huh.
But
The unspeakable vault. We are here, Graham. Finally.
Looks like I'll need to reconnect anyway. Error upon error.
This is very trippy. I like the background. I don't know exactly how you did this, but
that is so trippy.
but,
I know how you do this. It's very difficult to do, but I know how you do it.
There
Spoil
goes-
this, I wanna
there
see
goes
for
the-
myself.
There goes the bit rate on the stream. Also,
Really?
like the stream streaming cannot handle stuff like that at all.
No.
You could try.
it's actually a bug in map tools that I'm using.
Yes.
Great.
You use a bug to create the effect, but it's an amazing effect. Right?
That
That's a
hurts
good
my
effect.
eyes.
Yeah.
I highly recommend zooming in a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically gonna do.
Let me move it around. Oh god.
I technically did a very lesser version of this.
Yeah.
Are you just zooming in, Jonas?
Yeah, just me zooming in.
Oh my god, that is...
Next
Too
time, the unspeakable vault.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
If you
finally.
zoom out far enough and like move the map around, it looks like you're holding like
Like
a
a flashlight.
yeah, like a flashlight.
Mhm.
You're looking around.
And suddenly you move it and you just see out of the corner of your eye like a monster on the map
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh.
But what I would like to do this session, which I wanted to do last session, but DDS wasn't there. It's been a while, I think, since I asked my questions, so I want to do that. The questions being, what from the last 4 or so sessions did you like in particular? Any specific moment, NPC, action, event, anything really? Starting with Manaki.
Alright, just trying to think about it. The last 4 sessions.
Yeah, 4
Let's
sessions-ish. The
That goes
recent
back to
past.
basically leaving Sterling Hold, I suppose. Does it a little before then? Maybe.
I think that was the last time she asked.
But yeah, I think I like is the way that things are going now. I like that we're doing stuff and we have a goal and we're going to the unspeakable vault and we're going to deal with that stuff in Coppergate and We're going to Crimson Peak, and it seems like we have things somewhat in control, enough for me to look forward to doing these things. Sometimes when you get the constant curveballs of, oh, no, now you suddenly have to go to the respite because dire things are happening there now. That's a little sort of, well, guess we'll do that then. Well, right now we can predict things a little bit and look forward to things a little bit, which is nice. It was, of course, nice to see Jax again, and I did pour a lot of resources into him, so see that he was happy and had things the way he wanted them. That's nice. Let's see. Ace, we encountered and dealt with Ace. Didn't expect it to turn out that way. Still surprised that she lived. I suppose we'll see if she's going to live for long term with how she deals with this whole meeting. I generally like the way that things are going, if that makes sense.
Okay, Halldamir?
I'm liking how it's going as well. I can't really put my finger on anything in particular that I liked out of everything, but yeah, it's going good. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing.
I mean, I like that there's hints at Hirandor's background that's coming out, and I liked the whole explanation for the magical item, and I like the magical item. I've enjoyed the NPCs as they've been coming along, so I they all seem to be pretty cool to me. I like them. I guess I haven't got much to go against compared to Jonas and Manaki.
Okay. Jonas?
Yeah. We are moving into the heart of Anrakyn's story and his character, and I like all of it, basically. I like we're going to the Unspeakable Vault. The Scythe of Erasmus is going to be amazing, I'm sure. When I finally put my gnarled necromantic hands on it. And the Unspeakable Vault is something we have talked about since session 1, so it's fun to be here. I'm sure it's going to be great. My one concern or my one criticism is more of a concern I have with the system itself. So, I don't know, but the tendency of enemies to have attacks that completely nullify a character is a little bit boring. A fight where Hirandor just lay on the ground being pummeled by a giant and he couldn't move an inch or do anything. He literally did one attack and then nothing. There was a fight a bit before where Anrakyn got hampered and couldn't do a thing except like stab with a dagger. Stuff like that is in the system, but I find it, I don't know, I find it problematic. I don't like it. I don't like it when players have nothing to do.
I get your point. That might be somewhat on me.
Don't blame yourselves too much. The system has a lot of conditions that basically result in you being unable to do anything. Whether it's hampered, stunned, unconscious, helpless, or even like confused.
Yeah, in this particular fight, it was a thing that to me made sense, that the trap set by Erasmus was designed to lock down a single big target. And that's certainly what it did.
Oh yeah, that totally made sense. And that he just kept pounding on Hirandor. Totally made sense.
Yeah, in the end, I agree. Okay. DDS?
Well, I certainly enjoyed the sessions. The interaction with the NPCs have been rather interesting. I did enjoy our interaction today, for example, which I did not go anywhere near what I expected, which is a good thing. I'll enjoy these surprises. I did not expect someone just saying, "Yeah, can you kidnap us?" Like, wait, what? Then also for Aris and here I've enjoyed, and just the kind of use of how the rituals, how we have been able to use the rituals. yeah, I've enjoyed a variety of little things about it. I don't have any major complaints.
Okay, I was going to ask for the complaints next, but you sort of already did. I'll also ask, is there any specific thing you think you could have done without, that you didn't like, that you think was superfluous, that didn't add anything? Same order.
Let's see. Not really. I think we've been pretty on par with our story-based things right now. Yeah, I think we're pretty directed. There's not a lot of fluffing about, if you could say that. Things are making sense, and we're doing stuff and getting places. I don't think I have anything that I would have done without, so to speak.
Okay.
Again, it's sometimes tough to gauge how many resources to spend on an enemy. But I guess that's also, I don't know, like when I see an undead thing, I'm like, it's an undead thing, but it's also big, and I mean, the best gauge for me really to see if it's dangerous is how many of them are there fighting us, and that's a bit meta analysis, since that basically means it's supposed to be a challenge for us. So
yeah, I do think that I agree that can be a problem. I think a good way is to just what you did for this fight is to just basically ask, how difficult does my character think this is? Because there are, like, from a lore standpoint, you can answer that sort of question. Giants were a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
A skeletal giant probably also a big fucking deal.
And we are also at a point where our characters are we are veterans at this point. We can gauge an enemy's difficulty, probably. Be
Yeah.
like, that is a lot of magical power coming from that thing, or he moves in a way that...
The first turn can be very difficult to decide what to do sometimes. You're like, you kind of want to know what they can do to figure out.
Yeah,
but
especially
like,
as the resources are very limited. Usually we...
Yeah, I don't have that much. I spent like more than half of my stuff just this battle. But so I'll probably be very much in the melee for the oncoming ones.
What I like about my evocation, how I got to recover all my spells back.
That's very nice. Very nice. Yeah. But that's, if anything, that would be my little issue, that I find it difficult sometimes to do my resource management. But I basically don't know. It's like paying for something, but you don't know what it costs. So you just kind of have to guess how much money you want to pay. But you also don't really know what it is. So,
yeah.
Like, buy the mystery box. Put however much you want to spend in here.
If you misspend, the mystery box is going to hit you in the face.
No, if you misspend, it's just going to take the money. And if it's not enough to hit the gauge where you can buy it, you're just going to lose the money and your chance to get it. So you're like, well, I mean... Also, there are 2 more after this one. Yeah. It's... Yeah. Yeah, I'll just ask. You know what, let's do that.
Okay, so in general, you're happy, I'm happy, everyone's happy. Great. Good.
I am curious about what we're going to find in that vault.
Mm-hmm.
Both from a character perspective, because it could be very relevant to my character, but also just I'm curious to see what you can come up with, Sheep.
What madness lays in here. Because
Yeah,
this is a place where all logic and laws are just thrown out the window. This is the unspeakable vault. It is just crazy in here.
The unspeakable vault in the place between worlds.
Yep.
Everything goes.
Yeah, so as we pierce this vault, we'll play Pony Finder for it.
All right.
Why? It's just how things work here.
Yes, how it works in here.
No grizzled detectives.
You know what's gonna happen?
Ibsmith.
You know what's gonna happen? We arrive and then like a manifestation is gonna form. It's gonna be Wraith. It's like, hi guys, I'm here. Yeah, I kind of moved here. Hi. Some portals. I don't know. And then she explodes into rabbits. she explodes into rabbits, and you're like, well,
Stole Thor's hammer.
we need to leave this very instant and immediately, because this was not what I.
Before that the empire far across the sea is Immersian.
Yeah, no, I believe you, man.
With the technology having boomed and everything.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Arkenberg Corporation could totally build like a aircraft carrier at the end there. Why not?
And,
Why not?
And yeah, this is where she is. Madder than ever before.
Guys, so mean.
She is warping
I mean,
reality.
It's kind of like you could be like in Borderlands. I hope I'm not cutting someone off whose turn it was to say something, but
No, I
But,
think we're basically done with that because
yeah,
everyone was like,
like,
yeah, I
what
like
if
everything.
the unspeakable vault was
Excellent.
originally not just a vault but a prison?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's
Like
what I think.
there was something so terrible
Yeah.
that they imprisoned it here,
That we
and
had to
Erasmus has
lock.
simply used it as like a storage unit
Mhm.
for something he
found
wants
it.
gone.
And it's like, yeah, this is where like the elders kept all those things that they couldn't destroy and had to just lock away. That was the only way to handle it. I don't think he built it. I think
Like
yeah,
we go in there and we find like this stasis body of like
Mhm.
the ancient druid like Storm King who
Mhm.
defeated all others from a different continent and then went to conquer this one, locked here by the Lady of Rainbow Scales, you know.
or like
We're
some
well,
horrible eldritch horror in here that you also locked away. It was like no.
Jurassic kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I awake. I'm like, my God, why? We're just here for the scythe, and Erasmus basically put it in there, just like sealed it within, so that no one could ever fetch it and stop him.
I do think, however, I'm going to probably have hit points as my incremental advance because it feels like me being so hit point pincushion is kind of a good thing these
It
days.
is worth noting that we can get ability scores for this incremental advance.
It's true, but all of mine are even anyway. So
That is something I did not think about, and that is very important.
yeah, so that advance really doesn't give me anything. So
Because it doesn't change too much for me, except it would bring my intelligence up by 1 step, which would make my attack now using a +5 bonus to it.
Well, I basically get a plus, like +1 AC from it.
Yeah, also, Halldamir for Hirandor,
Mm.
do know that the champion tier claw sheaves do, of course, have the +2 to hit, +2 to damage, as all champion tier weapons have.
yes,
In case that wasn't clear.
I did note that. I actually want to just check that it, because I just added a +2 at the end of the macro for after escalation die. It's just +2. There you go.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's what I did
damage
for
has
myself.
the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, after misc damage is +2. There you go. But that damage, shit.
That's a lot of damage, and a 6 to hit.
That's 6 to hit. Yeah.
We just do ability scores because it's something I kind of want to do. To think, because we'll get
Yeah,
3
also, as
points.
a
4 to hit. What the fuck?
as a preemptive warning, I will be moving next Saturday morning, meaning Friday evening will be the day where I will be packing, but I think I can do that after the session. Worst case, we'll have a sort of session like this where it's not entirely midnight, but we will still have a session.
I
Not going to let you wait 2 weeks.
might not be here next week.
Okay.
This is due to things I would not discuss on stream, but we can talk about when we are off stream.
I mean, I don't really care for the reason. If you say you can't be here, then you can't be here.
Well, I still like to explain.
Okay. Yeah, if you can't be here next week, then we are not going to have a session next week.
Anrakyn leaves. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's too much.
You take the scythe, Graham. It's yours now. Oh, but that's very sudden.
Mhm. Yeah,
Well, there we go.
there we go.
Well, on that note, it's probably a beautiful point to end the stream and for me to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm tired.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you everyone for watching. We might not see each other next week. So be prepared for that. If there is no stream next week, or if there is a stream next week, there will be a little message on top of this very stream page where you can see if there is a session or not. So check in with that during the week, basically. Yeah. Any parting words, Manaki?
Not really. We'll see each other again soon enough, I'm sure.
All right. See you guys later.
Gonna get
Bye.